The Army is now looking to replace the M240 Bravo machine gun. According to an article released by the Warzone, the M240 medium machine gun successor is now being sought by the US Army. A replacement for the M240 under the Future Medium Machine Gun program could offer infantry and other units greater range in terminal ballistics. So the Future Machine Gun program, not to be confused with the FML if you ever had to carry the M240, is now the new group set to replace the M240 Bravo. The US Army is now formally working toward replacing at least a portion of its 7.62 M240 machine guns. Earlier this year, the service had expressed interest in a new machine gun chambered for the .338 Norma Magnum cartridge, which would offer considerably greater range than existing M240s. It's also been looking at rechambering M240s to fire for the same 6.8 ammunition as its new M7 rifles, M250 light machine guns, even replacing some of those guns directly with M250s. Now let's break down what we know about the M240 Bravo, a machine gun that's been around for nearly 50 decades, since the 70s, and perhaps one of my favorite weapons. I'm not an infantryman, however, I was embedded with the infantry, and one of my favorite activities was watching whoever had to carry that thing go over ice, muddy terrain. If they slipped and fell, so let's jump back into the article. FMMG is intended to replace M240s inside the closed combat force. The FMMG will increase squad survivability and lethality in large-scale combat operations, according to Army budget documents. The FMMG is a belt-fed crew-served direct fire weapon system that will enable the rifle platoon to organically suppress and destroy enemy personnel targets and maintain operational tempo. The FMMG will provide increased lethality and capability to the warfighter compared to the present machine gun technology fielded to operational units. Really what I'm hearing here is that we want increased distance, and that's probably why they're introducing the .338, and they also want lighter weight so that units can move faster and be more efficient. So who is going to receive this? Who are the closed combat forces? According to the Warzone article, the Army has previously defined the CCF as Select Infantry Scouts, Combat Medics, Forward Observers, Combat Engineers, and Special Operation Forces. And this is the same segment of the service that is now receiving M7 rifles and M250 machine guns. As an aside, controversy now surrounds the M7 following criticism earlier this year from an Army captain about the rifle being potentially unsafe as well as operationally ineffective. And overly expensive, which you can read more about on the Warzone's in-depth reporting here. Make sure you click through on this article. I'm gonna have it in the description, but the Warzone does a fantastic job. Who's in the running? Based on what we've seen from SOCOM testing, there are 3 contenders at the moment. First, and you know it would be coming from them, SIG Sauer. These guys are still riding high after winning the next generation squad weapon contract. Their MG 338 is already directly related to the M250, so there's already some synergy there. Plus, they have an inside track with the Army right now. Next, we have True Velocity, and they have the RM338, which they acquired from General Dynamics. This design was originally called the lightweight medium machine gun because they wanted to make it spunky and stand out. Third, we have Ohio Ordnance Works. Their entry is called the Reaper, R-E-A-P-R, which stands for Recoil Enhanced Automatic Rifle. And this thing has been getting some attention in the special operations circles. The Army is being a bit coy about exactly how much budget they're requesting for this in 2026. It's buried in a larger line item for small arms and individual gear, but we do know that they got just over $1 million for research and development in fiscal year 2025. And this isn't just about one contract. Whoever the Army chooses is likely going to have influence over the Marine Corps and other branches. Plus, with allies around the world who use the FMMG family of weapons, there's potential for huge international sales. So when can we expect to see these new weapons in soldier hands? The Army has been pretty tight-lipped about timelines, but based on their budget requests, they are clearly in the early research and development phase. And I think with all this, we can't ignore the elephant in the room with the M7 controversy. An Army captain made some serious allegations about the weapon being unsafe and ineffective. The last thing that the Army wants to do is spend billions of dollars on a new weapon just for the troops in the field to say that it's garbage. The M240 Bravo has been a workhorse for nearly 50 years, and it's still getting the job done. But warfare is evolving, and if our enemy's capabilities are increasing, we need to work to match that and supersede it. The 338 Norma Magnum makes sense from a performance standpoint. You get significantly more range and hitting power. But like anything, the proof will be in the pudding when soldiers actually have to carry and utilize this weapon in the field. My money is on SIG Sauer having the inside track on this, just given their recent wins with the M7 and the M250. Is this the time to be retiring the M240 Bravo, revamping our training standards, and trying to figure out a new technique? Or is this just big Army spending budget just to spend budget?